Hey guys, and welcome back if you are new here. My name is Ellen Henry and I am a circus performer and coach, and you have come to the place for all things circus, handstands, fitness and health. In today's video we are going to be doing a very similar one to one of my most popular videos, which is the how to walk in a handstand. People love it. I sometimes do not understand the YouTube algorithm because that one absolutely popped off. So with that in mind of handstand walking, I thought I would bring you guys another video similar to it but sort of on the same track. And today we're going to be talking about handstand walking variations, because most of you might just think like, oh yep, you can handstand walk and you can just handstand walk forwards. But in reality, there are a couple different variations you can do of it. So let's dive straight into this video. So before we get started, I also just want to touch on the fact that I won't be going over any drills for normal handstand walking. I will be talking a bit more in depth towards the variations that you can do, but if you're wanting to learn how to do normal straight handstand walking, check out that video that I talked about before. It has got some great drills and stuff. And I also talk in depth about some like tips and tricks as well. I guess my other point that I do want to mention is handstand walking and these variations will be a lot easier if you have like a 15-second handstand hold minimum, which will help doing these variations like a lot easier than compared to if you can't hold a handstand for that long. So first up we have just the normal handstand walk, you know, going forward, and if you can do that, awesome, nice. I would like to say something else that I haven't actually talked about before, which was that trying to minimize how much you arch your back when you do your handstand walk, because yes, it's going to help you, but it also just looks a bit nicer when you aren't letting your entire body force like help you to drive walking that handstand. The next one is backwards walking. Now this one is quite hard. I even struggled a little bit with this, but it is a good challenge. Walking backwards actually really makes you very aware of where your weight is in your hand and where you are like pushing through your palm and your fingertips. So with this one, I kind of really feel like I'm pushing my body back instead of doing the reverse of when you are walking forwards in a handstand where you use the drive of your heels and you kind of push off the base of your palm. This time you want to try and drive that movement purely from the tips of your fingers without actually pushing your body like curving backwards so that you fall over. This one requires you to be a bit more on top of yourself, and if you struggle with your stacking or your body alignment in your handstand, I would definitely 100% recommend checking out this video. It goes super in depth and is good when you want to improve that. Yeah, so really trying to stay stacked and on top of yourself and driving that movement from just your fingertips. So the sideways one is very interesting. I think there's kind of like two different ways you can go about doing this one. One is a bit more advanced and kind of based off the weight transfer that's really similar to when you're doing one arms. But there's also like a different way that you can go about it where you're literally just doing really small steps and you're trying not to rock your body like too much, because you want to, once again, you want to stay on top of yourself and not come out of it. I would recommend doing this in a straddle. as you also just saw, the sideways stepping down one is also pretty advanced and hard as well. The doing it with straight legs is like essentially like doing a candlestick one arm, which is very hard. I would recommend trying that in the straddle to make it a bit easier. It is very close to the one arm drill where you are literally going into that one arm shape and moving it, but you can do it not so much in the one arm drill way, and you can kind of just focus on transferring and moving the block out quickly so that you're not actually focusing on that balance of the one arm. Once again, you also need a focus of that weight shifting, so shifting over to the side while being really nicely stacked in your handstand shape. Something I would like to note with these step downs is you can see that I am just using some blocks at the moment. Blocks are much easier when you're doing these step downs because it is a very short distance compared to if you are using steps for this. I really do caution anyone, if you are trying to do it off steps, that it is a lot bigger of a jump to go down. And the other thing that you'll notice when I've been doing these is when I get that first hand onto the floor, you'll see that my second one bends to try and help stabilize myself to not fall over the side that that first hand has gone down on, because your body will be tipping over in that direction. So bending that opposite arm will help to keep you on top of yourself. So the hardest one out of them all is stepping up. Now, the shorter the block is or the height is, the easier it's going to be, and the taller it is, the harder it is going to be. As you can see, I struggled a little bit with just like going straight up, but that's the easiest variation of it. Once again, it is very similar to the one arm transferring drills, but you can cheat with it if you're not aiming to do the one arm drills by bending that opposite arm. Now, the biggest tip with these ones is making sure that you transfer your weight over that first hand that has stepped up. If you don't, as you saw, you'll fall back over. And as you can also tell, I don't really practice these because they're just not in my list of goals or things to work on. I definitely would not recommend trying to do the sideways version of this because that is a lot harder than just stepping up forwards. You can give it a go and see how you go with it. Like maybe you find it easier than stepping up straight in front. It's totally up to you. That is a bit of a preference thing. I hope you guys enjoyed all of these handstand walking variations. If you give any of them a go, please tag me on Instagram. I love seeing them and what you guys are up to. And with that, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a like and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Did it.